Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of June 15th. As always, we'll start off with the Mythic Plus affixes for this week. This week we have Tyrannical, Inspiring, Necrotic, and Prideful. Not terrible. Inspiring can be a bit annoying for some groups, and Tyrannical and Necrotic do have a few bosses where the overlay is quite bad. I'd say this is probably more of a medium week with Tyrannical. Maybe that makes it maybe not worth doing at all for some people. But yeah, it's almost the end of the season anyways. And on that note, before we totally get started, WoW did put out their first release about the Mythic Plus system. Before it was just data mine stuff from sites like Wowhead and whatnot. And I was glad to see the community's feedback on that was actually a lot more positive for Mythic Plus next season than the initial data mine post was. I think the initial data mine stuff was actually put in more of a negative light, which got a very negative reaction. But I was actually pretty happy to see the reaction to the actual release that they put out. On that note, let's go ahead and get started with what's going on this week. And unfortunately, once again, it's not going to be very much. This week we do have the time walking event for Mr. Pandaria. At this point, people don't do time walking a lot. The only reason I do it at all, because I stopped doing it a long time ago, is to go back and get the toys and mounts and stuff that I haven't gotten yet. And to do that, you need to, get your badges or whatever, the time walking badges, and turn them in to each of the different expansion vendors and get your stuff from them that way. So if you haven't done that, that is something you can do on an alt or your main character, and just kind of get your collecting done. Something that people forget about World of Warcraft a lot is part of the main part of the game is actually collecting. So it is something to do during a really boring time in World of Warcraft if you're up for it. Now, it's not for everybody, of course. At the very end of the week, we'll have the Midsummer Fire Festival starting. I actually kind of like this holiday out of all the holidays. This one's actually kind of fun and cool and real easy to do, and just generally one that I enjoy, just generally speaking. So I do like that. I'll probably participate in it in some way. Obviously, I already have the achievement for it, which is the main driver to do it. But it is actually one of the better holidays that they have. It seems like every couple months they have a decent holiday in game, usually coinciding with a real life holiday. But in this case, it's just kind of a cool little midsummer holiday. Other than that, there's nothing like official going on this week. So I do record this a little bit early, but we did not get the release date today. Or technically yesterday. Today, hopefully we get it today or tomorrow. That would mean that it's coming out on the patch 9.1 will be coming out on the 29th. However, if it doesn't, I have been saying recently that I actually kind of think it'll come out July 6th now, ever since I was on the June 29th squad. But I have been saying July 6th ever since TPC was released at the beginning of June because, it just kind of makes sense to give it a month to breathe before you release the next patch or whatever for the retail game. So we'll see for sure on that. But if it's going to come out in June, we'll know today or tomorrow. Other than that, it would be extremely unlikely. They normally give a 2-week notice. That's historically been what they do. So we'll see. Either today or tomorrow, we will get a message saying that it's going to be June 29th, or start planning on the first week of July or maybe the second week of July, probably at the latest. So we are getting close there. Other than that, should have Sire Denathus finally down this week. Obviously, this is taking much longer than anyone would have liked for my guild. We've gone through a lot of turnover and a lot of trials and tribulation this patch, and not a lot of 2-night guilds do have Mythic Nathria down, and a lot of them are just now getting them down. Similar to what we should be. We had a couple sub 10% polls last week. So I do kind of expect to get it, as long as there's no crazy thing that comes up, like, like either people leaving the guild or unexpected absences or anything like that. I do expect to kill it this week, so that'll be good. I'll finally have that. Maybe I'll get a 233 weapon finally. That would be incredible if so. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to finally getting that done and just barely getting CE before the time runs out. So I will be pretty pumped about that. I do want to point out, I just did a video on the state of 9.1 PTR. Check that out, honestly, because it's pretty informative about the way things are going over there. Korthia is absolutely amazing. I wish it wasn't PTR and I could just go on and play it on my alts and actually get credit for everything, like it was a beta or something, and I could carry it over, because Korthia is actually really cool, and I really wish I could just go do it on my alts right now, because I want to get them their catch-up gear and I want to get them going. Korthia will be cool for anybody who likes playing alts, but all their alts aren't already max gear. if you're super hyper about your alts and they all raid and they all do endgame PvP, then it won't be as fun for you. But if you're like more casual with your alts, Korthia will be quite cool for you. And I think a large amount of the player base is like that, so that'll be cool. That'll be pretty cool. So very, very positive about Korthia right now. And I would be playing the game a lot more if I could actually just go and do Korthia on my alts right now. So that's about it this week. Again, sorry, not very much to talk about. We'll have more PTR news hopefully coming on. And of course, any Rep Paladin news that comes out. You can find all that information here. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel because it helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.